Over the last 3 days, I immersed myself on an online event, doing nothing but that event every single day for 12 plus hours each day. And I want to give you one of the most important lessons that I learned during this event. And I want to go over how this can actually change your world, change your life. And it's so simple, yet so not known by so many people that if you start applying this and actually implementing it, you're going to see incredible results. That's coming up next. So like I said, guys, for the last 3 days over the weekend, I'm going to be sharing a lot of the ideas from this event, by the way, but I was immersed, and I mean immersed, doing nothing else but being completely conscious, aware, and present with this event, taking notes, doing the exercises in order to help transform myself right in that moment and moving forward. And I want to share a lesson with you that, again, that was repeated over and over again. This mantra was repeated over and over again during the event, because of how impactful it is. And the person who runs this event is a person that I respect probably more than most anyone else. His name is Peter Sage. He was running the Sage Business School, and it was his last one. So you actually can't attend this anymore. You can't get the recordings anymore. That's it. So he's not going to be doing them anymore. But he's an incredible person. You can find stuff of him online. Peter Sage, again, is his name. And he's just someone I respect so much. And in fact, I'm going to be going on a 6-month mentorship with him starting very shortly, which I'm very excited about. And hopefully I can share some of the lessons and growth that I go through during that time. But the lesson I want to give you in this video is a simple idea, a mantra to keep coming back to time and time again. And it's simply this: the way you do anything is the way you do everything. So I'm going to repeat that again. The way you do anything is the way you do everything. And just take a moment to let that sink in, because it might seem innocuous at first, or it might seem like, what does that even mean? Or that seems so simple. But just try and wrap your head around the significance of that statement. How you do anything is how you do everything. And essentially what he taught us is how you present yourself, how you approach the world in any situation is going to be how you approach the world, how you bring yourself to the world in the next situation, or a situation 30 days from now, or a year, to whether you're sitting down at the dinner table or doing your work, to whether you're getting ready for bed or you're doing a workout, to whether you're interacting with a stranger, you're frustrated, you're happy, whatever it is, the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And if you come to each moment with this mantra, understanding that the way you do anything is ultimately going to be the way you do everything, you're going to change your behavior. Because how many of us and how many people do you see are just running on autopilot, where they're not consciously thinking about what they're doing? And how many of those people, most of the time, doing everything, are usually in autopilot, doing the same things that they've always done the day before and the day before that, over and over and over again. In fact, let me know in the comments what percentage of people you see just going through the motions, going through autopilot. And also, down in the comments, put in the comments everything, anything that I do, or how I do anything is how I do everything. I want you to write that down and really solidify it in your mind. Really imprint that on your mind so you can make it a mantra for yourself. How I do anything is how I do everything. So put that down in the comments, write it down there, because that's going to help you internalize this. Seriously, the power of doing that can help you so much. And so what you start doing when you understand this mantra, and I've already started doing it, is I catch myself maybe when I'm slumped over a little and go, you know what? How I do anything is how I do everything. So I sit up straight. Maybe if I'm low energy or not in the energy I want to be in, I'm like, you know what? No, I can decide what energy I'm in right now. How I do anything is how I do everything. So I'm going to put myself in a more loving energy. I'm going to energize myself with techniques I know how to energize myself with. If I'm with someone and I'm just tuning them out and I'm not being present, how I do anything is how I do everything. So I'm going to start going, okay, I need to tune in here. Let me give this person my respect and my attention. If I approach a project that I'm working on and I'm kind of going through the motions or half-assing it, how I do anything is how I do everything. Because what you have to understand is at every single moment you are developing or reinforcing certain habits. Always. Everything. In the way you speak, in the way you act, in the way you behave, in the way you approach the world, in your energy, in how you react to different things like negative stimulus or even positive stimulus. You are always, usually for most people who are in autopilot, reinforcing habits. That's why most people are doing the same thing from one day to the next to the next. Have you noticed that, by the way? That most people, 95% of their day is the same as the day before. 95% of what they say, their thoughts are the same as from the day before. It's because they're in autopilot. They're not thinking this mantra. They're not thinking about how everything they do or anything they do affects everything they do. What you're doing right now is going to affect what you do later. What you do later is going to affect what you do later beyond that. How you spend this week is going to affect how the month turns out, how the year turns out, how 5, 10 years turns out, how your life turns out. It all adds up. And how you do anything is how you do everything. So a great way, again, to start getting in the habit of catching yourself when you're in that autopilot or you're going through the motions and you're not living at your highest truth, you're not living from the energy that you want to be living from, is to just check in with yourself over and over again. The first way, again, write it in the comments here. Solidify it in your mind, write it here, participate, engage, because by engaging and participating, when something like this I'm inviting you to do, it actually solidifies it more in your brain. That's why interacting with all these videos can be incredibly impactful for you. But how you do this is you just repeat this mantra to you, and every single time you kind of find yourself going through a little bit of autopilot, you go, oh, how I do anything is how I do everything. Is this how I want to do everything? Do I want to be slouched over? Do I want to be going through the motions? Do I want to take the easy way out or do the thing I know will ultimately fulfill me? Do I want to come from hate? Or do I want to come from love? Do I want to be selfish or do I want to be selfless? Do I want to contribute or do I want to extract? So the more moments you can interrupt your pattern, you can start committing or you can start forming those new habits instead of reinforcing those old go through the motion habits that again are going to seep into everything that you may be going through now in some areas, and which most people unfortunately are going through in every single area of their life. And if you don't want to be that 95, 97% of people, you want to be the one who takes ownership of your life, sovereignty, have freedom to do what you want, express yourself in the ways that you want, then this little mantra, this simple sentence of anything that I do leads to everything that I do, or is everything that I do. That one simple mantra, coming back to it time and time again and actually taking the aligned action from that mantra will change your life. So guys, make sure you write down there the mantra itself. Anything I do is everything I do. Let me know again how many people you think or you see are in autopilot, and then let me know if you want to be someone in autopilot, because I'm assuming if you're watching this, you don't. Anyway, guys, I love you. I'm going to keep bringing you this information I know can impact you and help you just move forward in new ways in your life. And I'll see you in the next video.